we are for another day of math. Are you excited? I love math. It's so orderly and it shows just how God has patterns in everything, as math has patterns in everything, including gravity. Oh. Okay, so yesterday we talked about millimeters, centimeters. Remember? We talked about how not to count each individual tiny little one, but to count by tens as we go across. Okay, and we talked about how it's 10 millimeters equals a centimeter, and 100 centimeters equals a meter. Remember we talked about that yesterday? And that's how we measure length, right? So today we're going to talk about measuring distance. So distance is kilometers. Now, some places in the world, sometimes they call them kilometers, but usually we call them kilometers. I was like watching a show or something, and they kept saying kilometers, kilometers. I'm like, oh, okay. So, but usually you hear kilometers, okay? It takes 1,000 meters to make 1 kilometer. So think about that, 1,000 of these to make a kilometer, okay? A kilometer is actually a little less than a mile. All right, so like a 5K, 5 kilometers, about 3.5 miles or so. Okay? All right. So it takes 100 centimeters to make the meter, 10 millimeters to make a centimeter, everything we talked about. So basically you have a great understanding of this because kilometers is just how far something is from something else. So let's go ahead and go right into our book today. And we're going to look at how you would measure distance. If you think it's like going to be close to you, you would just do it in meters, right? But you wouldn't like walk down the road to like the North Shore and walk along and count how many meters it is, right? You would start going with kilometers. So that's what you're thinking about as you're looking at these problems in your book, whether you would be using kilometers or meters, all right? So let's go ahead. Number 1 says a walk around the block. Okay. Would that be in meters or it would be 1 meter or 1 kilometer? So think about this. A walk around the block, would it be this big? I don't think that's a whole block. What do you think? Not quite. Okay. So you're right. It would be 1 kilometer. How about number 2? A trip to the beach. Okay, well, I guess it depends on where you live on the island, but the correct answer they're looking for is 100 kilometers. Okay, but some people live right on the beach. I don't know how far, some of you live from the beach. I know some of you live really close. So let's go ahead and look at number 3. A drive to the ball stadium. So like Aloha Stadium. Would it be 1 kilometer or 10 kilometers? Well, being you're driving, it would probably be 10 kilometers because walking, you could do 1 kilometer walking easily. Okay. Number 4, a bike ride in the park. You're still inside the park. It's not a bike ride to the park, but it's a bike ride while you're in the park. Do you think that would be 1 kilometer or 10 kilometers? 1 kilometer is the correct answer. Very good. Okay, so remember my thing is really little. I can't actually see the first word. Somebody's dad. It's like, yeah. Named each day for a race. He wanted his time to be under 35 minutes. What race was he preparing for? Okay, so he is going to go into a race. He's training for the race. He trained for the race, yeah. And he's trying to get his time under 35 minutes. Do you think he's trying to run 5 kilometers in 35 minutes or 500 kilometers in 35 minutes? Yes, 5 kilometers would be what you're looking at in 35 minutes. 500 would take a lot longer than that. he would be like flash lightning if he could do it in 35 minutes and 500 kilometers. All right, how about number 6? The Hans family traveled at 100 kilometers per hour. How far did they travel in 2 hours? Okay, so remember we multiply, right? So we have 100 kilometers in 1 hour, but we're going to go 2 hours. So 100 times 2 is, very good, 200 kilometers. Okay? And 100 kilometers is not like really fast. Don't think like miles. 100 miles an hour will be really fast. But 100 kilometers is not. Okay, it's more like 55, 60, somewhere in there. All right, so how about number 7? Audrey walked on the track for 10 minutes. How many kilometers did she walk? Okay, so if she only walked for 10 minutes, do you think she'd walk 1 kilometer or 10 kilometers? Now remember, the dad was running, trying to get at 35. You're right, it would only be 1 kilometer. Okay, so again, you're measuring. Remember to take your ruler, put your mark at the end. Make sure it's straight, don't let it sink. Make sure it's straight. Put your mark at the number you're looking for, and then connect the 2 lines. So go ahead and do those. You can pause the video while you're doing that, and when you're done, come on back. All right, welcome back. We're going to do conversion. Remember, we've talked about conversion before. If you're given the bigger number, and you need to find the smaller number, you very good multiply. Remember, we have a multiplication sign. Bigger to smaller is multiplying, right? And that's what we're doing here. So we have 2 meters, and we need to find out how many centimeters it is. So remember, 100 centimeters make a meter. So if I know it's 100, I am multiplying 2 times 100, which gives me 200 centimeters. Very good. Now this one we're going the opposite way. We're going from the smaller unit of centimeters to the bigger unit of meters. Remember, what does my body look like? I have a dot up here, I have a line in the middle, I have a dot down here. What does it look like? Very good, division. So we are going to divide 300, yes, divided by 100 is 3 meters. Very good. Oh, look, here we go. Bigger to smaller is multiplication. Very good. So 7 times 100, right, because 1 equals 100. 7 times 100 is 700 centimeters. Very good. Okay, you need to stand up for the next one because you're going to do your arms with me this time so we can remember if we're going to multiply or divide our numbers. Okay? So here we have 1,000 meters and we're going to go to kilometers. So 1,000 meters is smaller than kilometers. So what are we going to do? What do we look like? We look like a division sign. Okay, so we're going to divide. So we have 1,000 divided by 1 is 1. Okay? I know, division doesn't look right, but that's how we do it. 1 kilometer is 100 meters. 1,000 meters. 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer. Remember, kilo means 1,000. Okay? Now we're going to go to kilometers to meters, which means we multiply. Very good. So 4 kilometers, how many meters does it take to make a kilometer? 1,000, right? So 4 times 1,000. 1,000 1,000 times 4 equals 4,000. So we are at 4,000 meters. Yes? So now we're going the other way again. We have 9 meters. 9 meters, which is the smaller. Going to kilometers, which is the bigger. Smaller to bigger, smaller to bigger. We do what? What do we do? What do we look like? Division sign. Very good. So we divide 9,000 divided by 1,000 equals 9. Very good. Okay, how you doing? Okay, you can sit back down, but still do your arms with me even though you're seated now. Okay, go ahead, sit back down. All right, number 13. Again, we're converting. So we have centimeters and millimeters. Here we're given the centimeters, which are big, and we got to turn them into millimeters, which are smaller. So we're going to multiply. So what are we multiplying? Well, 1 centimeter is the same as 10 millimeters. Oh, look, 1 centimeter is the same as 10 millimeters. Very good. So we're multiplying 1 times 10, which is 10. Okay? Here we have 5 centimeters. And we're going to millimeters. Look, what are we doing? Multiplication. Okay? So 5 times 10. Very good, because 10 millimeters in 1. So 5 times 10 equals 50 millimeters. Very good. And what about this one? Oh, look, they're so nice to us. All we're doing is multiplying all these. Centimeters to millimeters is multiplication. So we have 8 centimeters times 10 millimeters equals 80 millimeters. Okay, I hope you guys did awesome on that. Remember, if you go from a bigger unit to a smaller unit in converting, you multiply. If you go from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, you divide. Okay? So what I would like you to do is finish this page. There's only 2 more problems. And go ahead, do the back. Please submit both pages onto Google Classroom. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.